You know what time it is. You know what time it is. Let's go. Let's go ahead and do that stretch. Do that stretch thing. Out. Roll your neck around. Roll it around gently. Roll it around gently. Palms out. Palms out. Alex, thank you so much for stopping by. We are doing good. This is the time for stretching. And honestly, always feels good to stretch. Twist in your chair. A little bit back and forth. Big in and out. Woo! Alright, who's ready to do this? Hey there, heroes! My name is Hero Girl. I'm a friendly local neighborhood hero tuber and a professional idea haver. Today is February 23rd, 2026? Yes, that is correct. And this is the daily grind. This is the part of the stream where we get together and we grind our dailies. Maybe you've got dailies to grind. Maybe you're actually just done with your grind for the day. Whether that's on work, school, maybe it's chores, or maybe you're just getting ready and you need someone to body double, you need a space to hang out in. That's basically what this is. For the next 2 hours, we're going to hang out. We're just going to work on our stuff together. That's great, huh? First hour, we like to play Magic Brawl. Second hour, we like to do our Final Fantasy dailies. So, make sure you got something to drink. Make sure you got your comfy blankie. Or, you know, tie your hair back and get ready to wash those dishes. There's never an end to washing. So, for Magic today, we're going to be playing some mono green because all 3 of my dailies are 750s that require green. Fantastic. I want to put in this Origin and Metal bending. My God. Blended Wreck is alright. Shave Shift is pretty good. Hawk is also like just kind of a backup. And I'm gonna double check my Discord note real quick. Make sure. Okay, yeah, it's just the stream announcement that it's all good. It's all good. You gotta think. Gotta cut like what? 1 more card? Just 1. Search for 2 basics. Hydra. I guess the Harrows. Kind of. That's fine. Whew. And then, like I said, we're going to be playing some mono green. So, like, we have some other options too. Tifa is just nice, simple, and effective. Also got the Toxic deck. There's also Chimlada. Yep. Got budget deck with all the slimes. Slime gets humanity. Got the Titania deck that I do. Hold on. Did I update? When was the last time I updated Titania? Let's see. Badger Milk Cup is in here, so it's probably Lorwyn is when I didn't. I don't think that there's going to be like a lot of elemental support for her. A lot of the elementals in Lorwyn are red-blue? Seems like it. Okay. Oh, I just had an idea. Alright, chat. So, like, if you're on the YouTube side, then you know that I've been using a thumbnail that I made last year when Final Fantasy Draft started. And it's nice. I finally got around to, like, you know, just making the small little edit that would make it make a little bit more sense for the daily grind, which is good. But I also kind of wanted to come up with a new thumbnail. So I have a new thumbnail that I'm working on. I just thought of an idea. I'm basically doing a redraw of the triple triad art. So I can put Jackie over the lid of the table. Like, let her do a little bit of a key. Oh, that's right. We're also messing around with standard brawl. It's gonna be a good week, folks. We got we get to go to our locals for Fremont tonight. We'll have groceries tomorrow and the Costco chicken fryer. No, it's just the deep fryer. Yeah, the deep fryer won't be busted. And then on Wednesday, we're actually gonna get to hang out with Proxy Askew. Proxy, who I've been following for like years at this point, who is really cool, and I like her. We're gonna get to hang out with her on Wednesday. We're gonna get to play some Magic. Jow the Moonslayer. Okay, mono red, bolting. Bird. Keep 7. This is funny. This is funny because all my non-basic lands are gonna come into play tapped. That's a Ghost Quarter. Lucky, thank you so much for the biddies. So like, maybe I should have led on the Kami actually. If I lead on the Kami, this doesn't come into play untapped. Badger Mole Cub is also a real card. Whenever I tap a creature for mana, it adds an additional mana. Not bad. I could just lead off on the Scythe Cat Cub. I have the Saz's Chocobo here too. How do I want it? Yeah, maybe I should have let on the Kami because then I could have untapped. I kind of want to use Kami next turn. So we're always playing the Ghost Quarter. It's Spring Hunt Nantucko. Badger Mole. Badger Mole turns into a must answer card. Yeah, let's go Scythe Cat Cub. Make the cat bigger. Now I can play Badger Mole. Landward Elf will tap for 2. Yep, there's the Lightning Strike. We had to play around. And now we can do something funny where we go, here's Badger Mole Cub. Earthbend the Ghost Quarter? Yeah, Earthbend the Ghost Quarter. Then here bestow onto the Badger Mole. And now whenever we play a land, we can make more Badger Mole Cubs. But this is going to be kind of like mono red headbears. Yep, Winter Moon is not a card that you should really be playing. But at least in red, there's a lot of ways to like discard the Winter Moon, stack it for later, that sort of thing. So let's see, currently have 1, 2, 3, potentially 4 mana. Nope, just 3 mana. 3 mana, 4 mana. I can play Nissa. Yeah, if I play Nissa first, then let's go ahead, add 3. Auto pay. Now we get another Badger Mole Cub. And you know what? Now I have 2 Badger Mole Cubs. Okay, Goldspan Dragon's pretty good. They've only got like 1 card left. I'm not gonna use it. Oh, they are gonna use it. With a triple triad. Am I willing to trade Nissa for this? I think I am. If I can get rid of Nissa now. Or if I can get rid of Inti now, they just out of gas. Splendid Reclamation. Guess me back a fetch land. Hold that for later. I always want to play Saz's Choke. So then, let me drop this Kami. Turn that into more land drops. Then what'll happen is... Yes. I play the land, trigger the Badger Mole Cub, tap the forest for 3. And don't think about it. Yep. And then I have like 2 mana left over, so I can go ahead and... combat. I have all the mana in the world. It doesn't matter if they hit Tifa or not. We're at 8 life. You know. Gotta play it a little. Let's go. Play Tifa. Or, yeah. Give Tifa the royal treatment. Okay, she has a buff to her base power. Here's Oracle Moldiah. Yeah. And yeah, we'll just make more Badger Mole Cub. Why not? Yeah. Oh, shit. And then I can even go stack this to target land. It'll give us a free shuffle. Yeah. Hold on. Do I want... Hey, this I already have like 2, 3... Yeah, I guess there's not to. Yeah. Meanwhile, Tifa is like in... Tifa is now officially in one-shot range. Yeah. Took me a little bit to process, but like... Yeah. And also, we're not doing the auto trigger anymore. Not until I figure out exactly what's going on. My auto path. Or maybe I do want. Actually, you know what? I'll put it back on. The auto trigger tends to do a good job of figuring out exactly what I want. And then there's like another land that I can play. So was it 8? She goes 15. Double check. Oh. She had 2 double stacks. Yeah, she was already like well just smashing. Do. Yeah, give me the auto order triggers back. It's rare that I actually have an issue how the game wants to stack the triggers. And just when the moments when it does happens, like just be sure to clip it. Just do me a favor and clip it for me. So like, saw that I was messing around with a standard brawl version of Grahatia earlier, and that is because I want to try my hand at making some standard brawl decks, figure out what the format is. But I feel like that's going to be the best way for a lot of people to get into brawl. Safekeeper, Pock. 3 of Clan Start Arms, so there's going to be like a lot of bolt type effects. I'm going to keep this because it has Sylvan Safekeeper. Let's see. Got Demolition Field first. Probably Demolition. Yep, boots are pretty good. Yeah, play the Demolition Field first, because if we lose that, I'm not gonna sleep over it. They wouldn't play sweepers in their life gain creature deck, right? Surely not. Okay, yep. Stack the stack. So let's go. Here's a land. And I just like get him. I might be able to. I can play another. Let's do the math on that real quick. I don't know that I could exactly like get it this turn. What I can do is play Fable Passage. Tifa goes to 4. There are scenarios where you want to hold priority on Tifa doubling her power, but we don't have any sort of bristly bill effects that are going to put counters on her, so we don't really need to worry about that. So we go Fable Passage, put her to 4. Crack Passage, put her to 8. Rampant Growth, put her to 16. Punchies, They go down to 8. Theoretically, they might have some way to gain additional life, but then next turn we can play land, we can roiling regrowth, and try and get the final punch out there. We've also got Pock as backup and Awaken the Woods as a huge mana dump. Be running this for a little bit. In fact, I might even switch off from Tifa and play Titania. I really like the Titania deck. It plays off like a lands version of a mono green Soul Sisters list. A little bit. Just a skosh. Prototype X8. This guy got a buff recently, I think. Or not like a buff, but like, let's see. The spell costs 2 less for each creature card in your graveyard whenever another creature you control enters. If you cast it, sack it. If you do, conjure a dupe of it onto the battlefield. The dupe is a robot, in addition to its other type. Gotcha. Now, can we make this work? Got Kami, Utopia Sprawl, Explore, Shared Roots, Oracle. I'll keep it. The opponent gets to go first, so it's not like an ideal hand against a deck that can go Wash Away, Thoughtseize, anything like that. Mostly what I'm going to be looking for. I actually hold this land drop later. It's possible that we should have mulliganed for protection. Let's see, the giant growth. This is odd because this isn't normally what you want to do, I think. You don't normally want to blow all of your land go right away. But we are going to be trying to go for Tifa with Oracle, I think. Like, this would have been a lot better if I mulliganed for a payoff. Which I guess now that I think about it, me... Okay. That's adventuring gear. Now we're at the point where I can just like start playing Tifa into everything they have. And I have so many. I'm gonna play this Evolving Wilds. I have land drop for next turn. Yep, go for it. And then I even got adventuring gear for Oracle Muldown next. Great. Let's go. Here's adventuring gear. Now, if they kill the Oracle Moldaya, then... Oh, okay, it's just a bounce spell. That's fine. Got giant growth here to help get us going. They have to like... Okay, yep, that's shoulder. That's fine. We're just going to keep replaying Tifa. Turn. Like, because we ramped out, we can just keep replaying our commander. And if somehow they kill her again, that's when I'll crack the Evolving Wilds for a land, play out this land, replay her, just exhaust everything they can do. This is transform. Only if there are 8 or more cards in graveyard. I have 2. Yep. So they get to cast their prototype. Now they get to cast another creature. Enters any number of players, each discard a card. For each of those who didn't discard a card, draw a card. Okay, so I'm gonna discard 2 cards here. I want to hold on to the giant growth. I can discard the demolition field. I guess the Oracle? Not the Oracle. Oracle helps. Discard that. Discard the Tommy. We're gonna rely on the Oracle here. I also have the ability to just like go +3/+3, +6/+6. That's 7. Doubled that a few times. That might be enough. Destroy. Choose target creature or planeswalker. Mill 2, then destroy the chosen permanent. Values left or equal. Yeah, that's fine. So I gotta like hit him now, or I am not gonna survive the winter. Okay, Awaken the Woods. That's pretty good. So then let's go Giant Growth. Yeah, let's go Giant Growth. And then how much can I QQ for? And then double it again. Yeah. So hold on, real quick. That's 4. Oh hey, yeah. Yeah. Big punchies. Okay, I'm glad that worked out. I'm glad that worked out because the opponent had a really strong go. Like, they had what? Dismember, Sink into Stupor. They milled the Bouncer. Oh, did they not have... Yeah. Okay, so they had Dismember, they had Sink into Stupor, and they had Shoulder at some point. That's only 3. That's only 3 instances of removal here. And as you can see, Tifa's limit break is fucking redonkulous. And at that point, it's like, well, what can you do? If we didn't top deck Awaken the Woods, then they might have actually just had enough toughness to stop Tifa. Like, that was a very real. It might have been worth not using the Stupor on the Oracle, in fact. Because the Modaya isn't going to kill you out of nowhere the way Tifa can. And Tifa is kind of like old stick fingers in that it's a very, very, very simple and straightforward game plan. But depending on the matchup, you might actually just need to finagle your circumstances a little bit. This is great for us. Blossoming Defense, Giant Growth, Interest Restoration. So Giant Growth into Interest Restoration means that Tifa should be a near one-shot. Especially since we're up against Arena of the Unwritten, which wants to, like, destroy us. Is the best way to put this. I'm going to go ahead and... I'll need 3 mana on turn 2. So absolutely lead with the elf, then tap the elf to help pay for it. We'll need this Blossoming Defense. Oh, they have their own landwork. Okay, yeah. Hey, what if we were both girls? And we both led on land for elves? Huh? Want a Giant Growth with... Depends on whether they tap out for... And then, like, they can't play Wash Away or not. Even if they counter Tifa, I can still replay her on the next turn, though. And, like, they want to spend their whole turn ramping. Okay, so they're not gonna go for it, huh? Well, I'll go ahead and play Tifa into Wash Away if that's what they... But it looks like they don't. So if we get to just, like, pop off next turn, we... Yep, that is Rhythm of the Wild. Yep. I would love for them to try and go with Blossoming Defense. Let's see, this would be 4 mana. Just like double. Yeah. Okay. Alright, so if I'm doing my math right, we can use this for green. No? No, we can't? Okay. Yeah, let's go... This is always... This... should be straight up lethal. Now it's just 1, 2, 3. Yeah, this is just like triple land. That's a one-shot. I don't know why I spend so much time trying to like think this through. Like if they're tapped out, that you just trust that the numbers are gonna work out most of the time. It's like she's a base 1 power, and it doesn't feel like that should work. It doesn't feel like that, but like this is just the power of multiplication of squaring a number to the power. Because it's like, well, the Giant Growth had a huge hand in that probably. Giant Growth, base power 4, play land, turns it to 8. Double that 3 more times, of course that's gonna. And opponent, unfortunately, doesn't look like they had any sort of turn 1 interaction. Oh, if we cast like 5 more green spells, we're good for the day. Hope you all had a great weekend. Mine was alright. Mostly it was... what? Mostly Saturday was just like a day out. Had to take some stuff down to the return center. We went out to visit the mother-in-law for husband's birthday dinner because she was out of town when we actually had it. This is Narset. This is Mono Blue Brawl. Cavern Soul. Makes this pretty good though. Like it doesn't make it an auto win by any stretch of the imagination, but it makes it pretty darn good. That's out. Random card land in your library perpetually becomes a land, basic island, and we need human or monk. Probably. Now they have... oh, hybridization. That works. Now we can go Lotus Cobra. Ormod's Crypt. That doesn't do anything. Hopefully this just eats counter magic. Oh, I guess it does do something though. Huh, neat. You still gave me a 3/3. Gave me a 3/3 that's gonna outrace your 1/2 like really heckin' easy. Alright. The Tormod's Crypt helps enable the Boomerang basics. Okay, there's a lot more thought put into that Tormod's Crypt than I thought. Hybridization. Sure. But now I get a chance to drop Oracle Moldea. Oh yeah, okay. They're gonna tap out. Well, they have to add that hybridization now, right? Yeah, and everything goes to the bottom. Everything else goes to the bottom. Ooh, I do like having me some booties. Just a question of like, so we can kill Narset. They would have to spend another turn. Do I care about Narset? I don't think I do. No, I care about it because if they do like any sort of Echo of Eons nonsense, we don't want her on the board.
Such violence is upsetting.
We also have this ram through, which is like, yes. I want... Here's Oracle Maldaya. Can't counter that. I get to Grease at some point.
Those who cannot perceive the thoughtfulness
My bad, misheard you for a second. I thought you said I love having some boobies. I mean, like, that's still not incorrect. Sweet. Okay. So am I casting Tifa this turn? I think it depends on... Ooh, Terramorphic? Get Terramorphic as well. Yeah, so let's go... And they just have like 2 spells, big spells. Target creature you control deals damage equal to target creature you don't control. Yes. And now we can just go Daka, Daka.
This was overwhelming.
I mean... What am I going to do here? I'm going to play Tifa. If I play Tifa and they rapid hybridization, that's cool with me. Oh, and then I've also got... Sure. Do I? I think I do, actually. Like, I get a free 3/3 out of it. Ah, okay. Wait. Garu's coming out next turn. Do I actually... I think I actually use this Terramorphic Expanse now just to get a free shuffle. I can get more lands off the top. Fully for me. Like, my opponent really did not want me to have a bunch of 3/3s. Alright, yep, Time Warp, that's fine. That's an Explore. It's not even an Explore, it's a redraw. A do-over. Let's see, so if it's Psych Rift... Yeah, it's probably Psych Rift then. Aetherize. Sure. And then if that ends up being the case, what? We play Tifa. Tifa go to equip. They eat their last removal. Just exhaust everything. It doesn't even like hurt our tempo all that much because now it just goes to our hand and costs like cheap. It's still cheaper otherwise. Like the opponent has completely exhausted their resources.
I know 88 ways to defeat meditate.
Alright, yeah, that should be game. That should be dead on board. Okay, so like here's the truth, Lucky. Like you're not wrong. As a trans woman, I love the fact that I have tits. Like it is in fact a fantastic thing. I just don't remember what it is. I said before. Maybe it was booties. Yeah, that's probably what it was. It was probably I love having booties. Alright, there we go. Although I guess if someone like said that to me, then that would be different. Like if someone just like wanted booties, yeah, because I've got like I've got like boots here and equipment that I can put on my creature. My creature can wear some nice kicks. If someone walked into my chat and said, "I love that you have boobies," that would carry a much different connotation. But like when I say it, it's okay. All right, we got free uncommon. Yeah, we got a free uncommon. That clears out the mastery pass, right? Yeah, that clears out the mastery pass with a whole week to spare. So we're good to go ahead and just like play anything else we want for the rest of the stream. I could even play like Graha and like try some standard brawl stuff. Kind of into that. Ah, gotcha. The footwear, not Sir Mix-a-Lot's favorite subject. Oh my god. Hold on. I need to check something real quick. Let's see. Add in 2006. I think he had a song that was on that album, on that discography. No. I guess I'll just have to check the map. Those 6. Okay, no, never mind. I don't think... For some reason, I thought Sir Mix-a-Lot had a song in the Nano 6 game. I guess no. Alright. Alright, so we get to see what the standard version is. This works out okay if we draw another land. If we have an opponent that plays out Tifa like right away. So I've got stops Tifa for like a turn, and then I've got stops Tifa as long as she doesn't have haste. Now, fortunately, this clue token that I get for playing my Novice Inspector, that does it. Do I want to crack that? I think I need to crack that immediately. I could crack it later with Graha Tia on the board and like draw additional cards. But I am convinced we're just not going to be about that. Alright, so go ahead, play Perilous Snare. Deal with Tifa for 1 turn. She'll be back in like 2 turns. Because I can't imagine a world where they're able to actually like play her out next turn. There's no rituals in green. There's no mana rocks to cheat things up. Probably want to drop Enduring Innocence next turn. It's either that or I hold up Aven Interrupter. Emmy's kind of cool. I think I just leave up Aven Interrupter because I still don't have that extra. I don't have any way to interact with her on board either. They have like a flash creature. So I want to start playing Standard Brawl a little bit. Because I want to see exactly what's in Standard. I want a better grok of like what the Standard environment looks like. And because for people who are getting into Brawl, they're going to have a much easier time getting cards in Standard than they are building a collection from Historic, right? Like the fact that Proxy has a couple of regular Brawl decks is amazing. It's amazing because it means like I don't have to like go through a lot of work to prepare a lot of different stuff. Alright, so that's going to delay them another turn. That helps us out a bit. But they do get to cast her for kind of free next turn. We're always doing this. Alright, and we can start putting counters on stuff. I can cast Dragonlance, I can cast Demi and double spell that way. I can play Regal Bunnycorn and Dragoon's Lance. I just might need to go like faster than they do. I missed out on the draw for Enduring Innocence, but you know, just having more creature is more good. And then Tifa's what, a 1/2? Just go ahead and make the Novice Inspector 2/3, so that way Tifa can't actually. Oh, they put Tifa in the. Why? Why did you put Tifa in your command zone? So like when Aven Interrupter exiles a spell, it puts it into exile and it becomes plotted, which means that they can cast it for free on the next turn. And then also he says spells your opponents cast from graveyards or from exile cost 2 more to cast. So basically it's just regular price Tifa. And then also you can hold up all your protection magic to, you know, make sure I can't interact with her ever again. But they didn't do that. And I think this is kind of what most people think Tifa players do, is they just play Tifa. And they, you know, just play their lands. And then try and go for big whammy. Which, like, you know, that's not wrong. There are plenty of scenarios where I think you kind of have to do that. Like, you have to make them have it. Because the payoff of getting to untap with Tifa is some really big punchies. I'm also a little disappointed. I was hoping to see more of what was in the standard version of Tifa, because they don't have all of the search tools that Raw does. Ain't at the crossroads. This is the downside of doing this. That we do have to play more of the Universes Beyond stuff. I don't know what's going to be as good and what's... This feels like it should work out, though. Oh, and oh no, my game was lagging a bit there. You require me to tap 4 untapped artifacts and creatures. Yep, there's a Badger Mole. What is with my game? Go. Yeah, I'm getting some lag. I might need to restart Arena after this. I'll trade a Badger Mole in combat every day, all day. Okay, so Perilous Snare does not do quite what I would want it to do. It would exile the land and then bring it back as a land. Yeah, oh my god, what? Why am I dropping connection right now? 4 untapped creatures, artifacts, and or land. If I get like one more land, I can drop Overlord. I can also drop Felidar Retreat. Authority of the Consuls. That's a pretty good grab. They're good enough, though. Destroy target artifact, destroy target enchantment. Is that better than just playing characters? Not doing a whole lot just yet. My Guardian of the Great Door is looking a lot less good than I hoped. Triggered ability, triggered ability. Okay. So that is absolutely not a card we can beat. And I'm still not doing anything. But at least I have another artifact to tap. So we're just 2 permanents away from being able to play Guardian. I'm hoping we hit it soon. There we go. There's a land. There's a land. Okay, so I always have to play this land. Then create a token. That's a copy of target token control. Drop Warden now. Get a redraw. Get this going. Alright. We're just gonna have to gum up the works. Another creature control leaves the battlefield, transform. Land creatures control have vigilance, give combat vigilance. So I am going to be looking at Feladar's Retreat as well. If I can get rid of that Earthbending Ascension. I think that's what I want to do. Sweet. Okay, this is a 2-mana destroy the enchantment. 2-mana destroy the enchantment, Enduring Innocence. That might be it. They're just holding up counter magic too. Yeah, let's go ahead and hit the Earthbending Ascension. This probably gets countered then? Does not. That's good. That's what you want to see. Create token that's a copy of target. Go combat. They still have this Restless Anchorage too. Okay. Exile the Perilous Snare. Get back Katara. And then Waterbend 3, sack this enchantment, and use Scry 2. I mean, the authority of the council just makes everything... Just depends now. What am I gonna do? Am I playing Warden? Am I playing Warden so I can keep going wide? And then Felidar Retreat on the next turn? I think if they're gonna go crazy on card advantage, then I'm gonna try and match them on card advantage. I have Virtue of Loyalty coming up. I have Felidar Retreat coming up. Felidar Retreat will just, like, start making everything bigger. Ah! Ainswift Savior! Alright, get rid of my token. Get rid of Aang. They do just get to play Aang on that turn. Yep. Yep, that's a lot of damage. I don't know if I can keep up with this. This is just kind of a really, really strong card. Yep. And then they can get another trigger off of Aang. And then Aang is going to also just like Waterbend. Why is Arena lagging so much? This has never happened. So I don't have an answer to this. Puts a counter on each tapped creature. What? Well, it's not like they fly, right? Not like they fly. If we can get, like, some life going, I think we can stay alive. They're gonna get a lot of life. We're gonna get a lot of life. 1,000 Moonsmithy can be huge. That fucking... I'm gonna concede. This lag is driving me crazy. Like, I don't think we had a great position at either, but like, I don't know why Arena is lagging. Try reboot. Don't mind me. I hope I pour Compy that been struggling because it's multi-streaming and going all right so far. Just I've been thinking my wife and I were meaning to buy me an extra hard drive because my old one died. But with the prices spiking, like we were buying older hard drives anyway. I'm hoping that we can still get those available. I think we're gonna try and get them off like Facebook Marketplace or something. Quick question, think fast. What card in blue or colorless can you think of that lets you put cards from your library or hand into the graveyard without discarding? Well, if they're going from your hand into the graveyard, that is inherently discarding. But like, you know, any of the thirst effects, like any of the 3 mana, draw 3, and then discard a card unless you discard a thing. Oglar is actually one of my favorite ones. Oglar lets you look at the top 2 cards of your deck, put 1 into the grave, and then put the other one back on top. We're up against Yuna, Hope of Spira. Standard has Bahamut. What other enchantments would they? Don't like this hand. This seems keepable. What are they going to cheat in? They don't have Curse of Splendor, so that's a good start. And then my next play is going to depend on what they do. If I can attack in safely, I'll play Daltmaker's Shop. Otherwise, it's Virtue of Loyalty. How do you spell that? It's like O-G-L-O-R. I cannot attack safely, so Virtue of Loyalty, I guess. All right, yep, that's a Badger Mole Cub. Gotta remember that. God, I can't believe Wilds of Eldraine is still in Standard. That should not be the case. Standard should not be 3 years. I don't know what the hell Monty thought that they were going to accomplish with that. But you know what? There's always a chance that there is a 1 mana fight spell that I'm forgetting that's in Standard. So hold off on the Virtue of Loyalty. Oglar Devoted Assistant. Yeah, that's the one. That's a real fun one. I want... They're going super wide. Overlord is definitely one of them. I'm going to go ahead and just work on scaling up this board of the guy, I guess. Land for next turn. It's not that I don't want to land, but it's that I think we're going to hit another land drop in the next couple of draw step. Don't have it or a mythic wild card yet. Did you think though? What about Azcanta? Yeah, Azcanta, that's a really, really good one. Okay. Yep. So this is just gonna be like Overeem.deck, maybe? I could see that. I do want to play Dollmaker's Shop. Actually, Knights of the Round! Yep, that's a pretty fucking good one. Okay, yep. I see. Says mana value 3 or greater. And then it will have a finality counter on it. So, okay, understood. Read you loud and clear. They're just gonna have all the nuts. Yep, Ice to Explorer. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's not enough to like... Oh wait, no, of course, right. They just get an extra land drop off the Ice to Explorer. Yep. Now Yuna's there. Yuna can go ahead, bring back... The awkward thing is that I cannot play a land and get back and play Elspeth in that same turn cycle. Yep. At least it's only on there. Go ahead. We'll start going wide. There's Elspeth. Beth. Destroy. I forgot that it just has indestructible. God damn it. Damn, that card is good. I just forgot that it has indestructible. And then every turn makes 3 knights. So, okay, what are my outs of that? It would have to be... Arcade. I don't even know. But, that's more than standards. I think we got time for one. Actually, let's see. Well, you can call it there on the games for Magic, but I can actually show off the Oglar deck that I built. We saw a really cool one in Q a few months ago, and it lived in my head rent free. I was like, this is an amazing deck. I need to give this a try. Like, yeah, sure, of course there's Search for Ascanta. Any Surveil cards are pretty good for this deck, but I think you're going to have more consistency with draw than discard. So yeah, Oglar Devoted Assistant is an alchemy card, an alchemy mythic card, and I love tossing this little guy into any graveyard-based decks. Because he gives all of the creatures that hit the bin without dying create a tapped 2/2 black zombie token. So if you're playing, like, you know, just mono looters and stuff, so for example, we get to play with Jace, Vryn's Prodigy, we get to play Kitsa, Otterball, Elite. They all have draw and then discard. Discarding any of your creatures will give them that perpetual ability. And if somehow you manage to get the card back into your hand, and then you discard again, it gets another instance of that perpetual ability. So you can include a ton of delve effects to eat the creatures out of your graveyard and then get all of those zombie tokens. There's also some effects that you can have fun with, like Disturb. That's a way to give something evasion and also trigger to get another zombie body. Abhorrent Oculus, that requires an exile effect. That's another way to do it. Ledger Shredders and All-Star here. I should probably be playing Malcolm if I'm actually thinking about it. I did not think about it. For some reason, I just keep forgetting that Malcolm exists, which I'm sure a lot of people wish they could do. What would I cut from Malcolm? Oh, yep, and escape cards. Glimpse of Freedom is here literally because it cantrips and also theoretically is instant speed. Make 5 zombies, or make up to 5 zombies. And so that way the coming to play tap doesn't even matter. You just untap and then you have all those zombies. Ghostly Pilfer, that's a good one. That one helps redraw when they cast their commander. You play a lot of cards that look like this. Creatures that have conditional counter magic on them. Like a lot of stick effects. You get to play cards like the Blast Pull Mimic just because it's a creature that happens to be a land. And we're playing a mono blue, so we can do all that to begin with. Oh, I don't... do I need to put Ponder... Oh, Ponder's already... Okay, never mind. Sleep of the Dead to help slow them down. Containment Construct. This is probably Oglar's best friend for a deck like this. Because whenever you discard the card, 2 triggers happen. First, Oglar resolves and gives the creature perpetually when this card leaves the graveyard, you make the zombie. And then you resolve this. You exile the card. You can play it this turn, and also you just got a free zombie. Narcomoeba is here just because sometimes you can free roll a Narcomoeba. Because if Oglar puts it into the graveyard, it gets the effect, and then it's triggered to put it into the battlefield. Triggers. You get to play Case of the Lost Witness, which is an alchemy case from Murders of Karlov. And the only thing you need to do is have a legendary homunculus, which Oglar is. Kira the Great Glassspinner is here for protection. Unctus basically turns everything into a looter. Cycling, nimble obstructionist. Creatures with cycling are actually pretty big for this. Internalize, Disturb, Mirror Hall Mimic, Flesh Crafter. We did have a win with Flesh Crafter quite a while ago, where the play was actually exile this from our graveyard with its renew effect. Put a counter on target Ledger Shredder. Each other creature, which happened to be like 10 zombies or so, became Ledger Shredders. And then we just cast our second spell and they all connive. Oh, gods. It was absolutely beautiful. And then you also just want cards that might shuffle cards in from your graveyard into your deck to help manually recycle those creatures. Sometimes you'll eat them all with Temporal Trespass, and then you just need more ways to get stuff out of your graveyard, so that's what Bath's on and stuff. You know what? I want to mess with this deck more after stream, I think. Like, maybe do a little bit of that tomorrow. Because I'm thinking about creatures with... Like, there is a ton. And I do like these over something like the looters in some of these cases. Ice Flam can actually search for your Mystic Sanctuary. That's pretty good. Waterbend, that's kind of whatever. A lot of these guys are pretty big. Black Shape Curator. This is whenever you cycle or discard another card, you scry one. That's not bad, actually. Why am I not playing more of the cycling? Is it just because I really was infatuated with the idea of just playing with, like, mono looters? Maybe. Some of these cards are in here because they can get themselves out of the graveyard, though. Paleotar of Orthok. That's another way to just self-mill. You could say something like a Mesmeric Orb. I don't know if Honestly, the only reason why a lot of stuff isn't in this deck is because there's only so much room. You only have so many hours in the day. Go play Final Fantasy. Go ahead. We'll log in. Log in. Good job, Music B. Everyone say good job, Music B. Did a good job giving us music. You are a B. Like, just have objectively one of the best music playing names. Yay! Ugh. Ugh. I have so many things that I'm still working on. And I'm also thinking about something else here, right? So one of my policies with regards to the Magic segment for stream is that I don't play decks that are currently going through revision. I want to play decks that I'm feeling fairly confident about. Decks that if I play them, then it can be a little bit of a showcase. There's an issue with that, though, and I'm only ever playing the decks that I know are proven, which is going to be like the same general pool of 20 decks or so, which is a lot. But depending on the dailies, I might end up playing some of the same deck over and over and over again. So I want to make sure that I have a little bit of variety. We're all the way out in the fucking boonies, by the way. 50-60. Get this out of the way. Just we want to queue into a high level, like me suffering. Hello, how's life going? Hey Sam, thank you so much for stopping by. Rayflux's long stop in. So I want to continue working on decks because brewing decks that I think are cool is core to my enjoyment for Magic. It's not like I'm in danger of burning out of Magic anytime soon, anything like that. But I love, love, love working on new decks. And I've been working on some new decks for Final Fantasy VIII, but there's just other stuff I want to do. And especially now that I'm trying to get into this mindset of, if I am going to complain about a deck, then I am going to at least spend some time playing the deck for myself so I can get a better feel for what it's like to you know, struggle against other decks. Figure out what other decks can do to beat those decks that I think are annoying. Like, that's just the new policy. That is the thing that we are currently working on. And that helps me see the appeal for some of those decks. Like the High Bay deck from Avatar. That deck is so easy to snowball, but it also just dies if you don't hit the right cards off of High Bay. And it can really add a lot of perspective that you need to enjoy the game. Now the downside is, again, if I'm trying to play one of those decks, and the deck that I am running, you know, isn't quite up to snuff, like it's not just I can net deck, it's I have to net deck and then update it. I have to tune it for the current meta. You know, that's not something I can fit into the 1 hour of Magic. We get 1 hour of Magic, chat. 1 hour. And in that 1 hour, I have to be able to get all of my dailies done, including through some of the longer games. My friend who works at a car shop started with Commander. He's loving it. He has a guitar deck. And there's like 5 different guitars. Like, I'm not saying that to you know, be like, oh, you know, which guitar deck, but also like, well, I guess that's not really the point anyway, is it? Nah, you know what? I take it back. Streamer's taking it back. That was a silly thing to start teasing about. Now he understands why there's always Magic players playing Commander and laughing a lot. See, that's a good thing. That is a good thing to. That is one of the few shine spots for all this Universes Beyond stuff. Is the fact that there are people who will discover the game for the first time. I just wish this wasn't. That's neither. So yeah, one of the things I may just need to get used to doing is doing tune-up and brewing stuff off stream. But here's the thing: if I do it after I take care of my chores and dishes, like, but if I use my dedicated game time, which is like the 1 to 2 hours before bed. Actually, hold on. Or close the cast. Try these on. Please look. Yo, what the fuck? These are like talons. Holy shit. Oh, what the fuck? That's sick as hell. He reads if a triggered ability of an ally would trigger. Yeah, that's the one that we just finished playing against. Or at least, like, you know, in the deck. Life is hard. Life is hard. You only have so many hours in the day to do all the little things you want. Because I want to spend some time brewing and testing decks in the off time. That is not my game time, because if I do it during my game time, I'm going to be up all night. I'm going to insist on staying up. I'm going to insist on just like, yo, one more game. One more game. I need to do one more game to like figure out exactly why the deck is struggling. Not even just like because I'm losing, but because the deck is struggling. Which, you know, my decks usually lose because they're struggling. And unfortunately, that's just not good for my gaming schedule either. I really enjoy doing it, but you gotta be picky and choosy about what you do. But now, because I'm doing this for work, it's technically considered work stuff. So me working on new decks to show off for stream, that is me doing prep work for something that would otherwise just be, you know, playing games. if I'm dedicating time and resources doing that, well then that's all great and all, but you know, I still have to have my priorities. I have to, you know, keep in mind all the other stuff that needs to be done. What do I have in this? Let me check real quick what's on my here. I have to finish updating our movie backlog list. I have to finish like updating all the information, because once that's finished and filled in, then we'll have an easier time as a family figuring out exactly what we're in the mood for and when. So that's important. I need to finish making the Final Fantasy VIII thumbnail, which I did think of, but I did not put any work towards working on just yet. I'm actually working on the new daily grind thumbnail, which even though it's a redraw, so it's a little easier, still gonna take like another work day or two to get through, especially considering that tomorrow's a cleaning day rather than a work day, so it's probably not gonna even be done till next week. I have to make Foogies. I have to make new Foogies for when Fran and I come back and we start streaming Stormblood. I have to call my bank on Wednesday, so that way I can, you know, see why my account's still not open, even though I sent them literally everything they asked for. I'm working on the salt song. Work on songs that I can use, so that way I feel less upsetty when we do brawl. Although if I don't get upsetty, I won't have to work on that as much. And then I also have a couple of commander decks that I want to work on for my husband. What do we want to do? Got a few different. And that's just the stuff I remember. I need to make sure that we wash our sheets sometime this week. Maybe I can do that while I'm doing out. He's a big boy. I'm sure he can work on his own commander decks. No. No, husband really can't. Husband hates, absolutely hates deck building. He derives no joy from deck building. He'll tune his deck to his own specification once he figures out what he likes and doesn't like about it. But he hates making his own decks from scratch. It's part of why he's hitting Lila up for deck lists for Digimon right now. Also, hey buddy, hey Fran. How you doing? Looking for decks online is also fun. True, that's true. Shocked Pikachu face. Did husband like give that impression? Did he give the impression that he is not someone who derives creative joy from deck brewing? Currently trapped outside your house. Did the kitty lock you out? Did the kitty lock you out of the house? No, just find most people that play Magic enjoy deck building. I mean, yeah, that's part of it, right? Like Magic. Well, see, here's the. Oh god. So, this is not a rebuttal on what you said, but a continuation of the observation. Can't park because they haven't plowed. Aww. No keeping you from parking. So like, here's two trains of thought, right? Yes, a lot of Magic players do love building and working on their decks. And those players are usually the ones who get really into artisan deck building, right? Like a lot of Commander players fit into this mold. A lot of brewers and stuff like that. They get really into, this is my special deck. This is me. This is how I want to have fun. Look at me do the cool thing. That is a lot of Magic players, and that is a huge appeal to playing Magic. But also, there is a not insignificant population of the deck that are just, I don't care. I don't care. I will play literally whatever, and oftentimes I'll just default to whatever I think will give me the best, chance to win. And for the longest time, I did not understand those people. I was like, but building is fun. And what I've come to understand since then is that building for Magic and playing for Magic are almost two completely different kinds of game. It's a little like the divide in draft, where you have the actual play portion of the draft of limited, and then you also and then you have the actual gameplay. You might have someone who is really good at playing Magic, but actually deck building with draft just causes them all kinds of problems. Not saying that that's about the husband necessarily, just that you've never met anyone like that. Yeah, and I am extrapolating upon that, right? Like, I get what you mean, Fran. I get what you mean. It's just, this is an interesting thing to bring up in particular, because at least in the brawl space, I am someone who likes brewing and creating her own decks, but that's not to say I like building decks for the sake of building decks. I usually need an idea that fascinates me. And then there are people like Amy the Amazonian on her channel. Because she is streaming Brawl non-stop, because she makes Brawl her primary source of income, she has to have a new commander deck for all the new popular commanders for each set. Which, that's not exactly unheard of. That's kind of the conveyor belt train right there. And a lot of times it is just like, he provides a service to the people who don't know how to get into the game, because they can just copy and paste her deck. And regardless of, which type of player you are, which type of, I like deck building, I don't like deck building, usually that helps ease the transition to the new form. Quote from Sam. I mean, there are people who love farming veggies. There are people who love cooking them, and there's people who love eating food. Not everyone has to enjoy every part, but every part is both important and beautiful in its own way. Yep. So then, here's where I'm leaning with all this. I'll read Fran's comment here in a second. Actually, yeah, that's literally a second. Also, I usually feel good players are good builders because that's learned the deck and building it. Yes and no. Yes and no. Because there are people who are really good at playing decks that really don't know how to build them. They go, okay, this is creatures, this is lands, this is spells. They might make a couple tweaks based on how they feel a deck is. But that's still not, like, inherently being good at deck building. They just might be able to recognize the general shape of a deck and then be like, eh. Like, sure, you can pick up something, but there just are people who rely on other people to build the decks for them, and then they just... It's like a mech pilot, You can be a great pilot, but that doesn't inherently tell you how to build a mech or how your mech functions beyond exactly what you need in order to pilot it in the moment. Good trainers aren't necessarily good athletes and vice versa. Yeah, but that's also more on the physical side than the mental practice of a hobby like this. It's also kind of the same idea of like being a good editor versus being a good writer, There are people who, are really good at helping other people polish their ideas, but they're not so good at coming up with the ideas themselves or being able to put them to stack them together in a way that makes for a compelling narrative. I'm not saying that like those people don't exist, but you know, like you. Yeah, exactly, like you, buddy. So, the reason that this is an interesting idea to come up with, because way back when I was doing buddy fight stuff, right? There was a super elitist idea that, God, people need to stop asking for deck lists and just make their own decks. How dare these lazy bums, you know, try and ask for builds and stuff. Like, my build is the standard build. It's literally just one card off. Like, come on, figure it out yourself. And I hated that so much. I could not stand it. Not only was it just like super elitist, but it just kind of assumed that people were taking an easy way out. There was so much bitterness too. I hated it. I hated it so much. And it was actually pushing back against that dropped a couple of friendships back then. What is this? This looks like Urianger robes. Holy shit. Might have to throw that in the glam chest, actually. How to build a good Yu-Gi-Oh deck. 3 hand trap. 3 of hand trap A. 3 of hand trap B. 3 of hand trap C. 3 of hand trap D. Etc, etc, etc. Here's a quote from Fran. Terrible at coming up with my own stuff, but great at refining existing stuff. Yeah, that's exactly it. That's part of it, right? Like, a lot of these people who are not great at deck building, like my husband, they are great at tuning a deck to be what they want, but they need someone else to give them the deck first. Hero, you can't just throw everything in the chest. I don't, Fran. I don't. Also, yep, that's all. That is all 9. All right, chat. Who's ready to watch some Wondrous Tales? All right, so there's 1. There's 2. 3, 4, 5. 6, 7. All right, this is the point of no return. I only have like 1 second chance point, so I can't even like roll anyway. Got a chance for like a line right here. Otherwise, try and hope for lucky. 6, 7, 6, 7. Ah! Oh no. For a second, I thought we had a double line available, but all right, chat. Are you ready for this? Let's see if I can get a line. If I get a line, that is 30 grand of MGP in my bank account. All right, 3, 2, 1. Ah, no. Needed that corner. All right. Let's go see Chloe. Little skate. Sag. So Sag. And then what? We've got. Oh wait, no. I have Vano chores again. So I went and finally did the side quest now I'm sworn. Now I have the Vanu Vanu mount. I need to get this last level to get Bloodsworn, and then I'm done with Vanu Vanu quests. Look at all these folks doing their wondrous tales at the last second. I will take the Poetics. Alright, Black Mage is up to 65. We just need to get Black Mage to 71. Then we're set until Shadow Breach. It's funny. Now that I have all of these, except for Dark Knight and Breaker at 61, I can work on getting them all to 71. And then I'm literally set until Shadowbringers. Damn, almost caught up to you. No. I mean, I'm just taking things at my own pace. There's no, like, catching up here. It'll be done when it's done. Yep. Okay, just get Black Mage to 71. And then I'm going to be adding leveling roulettes to daily grind once I'm done with all the chores, and I think PvP. Yeah, I still have quite a little bit of ways to go before I... Technically speaking, I should be doing the PvP. PvP does give a lot of gear. Does give a lot of experience. I'm currently working on Black Mage. That is the one for sure. I absolutely do not want to run through Heaven on High. What? Still gonna do the... I want to do Vanu chores. I can do Vanu chores while I'm cute. Okay, you know what? Yeah, you convince me, chat. Alright, I'm convinced. It's just not even a guarantee that the people happen. At least the Vanu. Then what was I working? Oh right, I remember. I was doing work for all the Realm Reborn. Yes, I was. Yes. I was also doing... Actually, you know what? The XP is just like so many. It doesn't actually... It really doesn't. And it's going to continue not really mattering in Stormblood too. Like, you get a little bit, but the XP you get from the reputation quests are... It's not what you would use as a source of XP, if that makes sense. It's more like this is all just incidental XP more than anything. Which I guess is kind of wasted on an Astro. Yeah, now that I'm thinking about it, I shouldn't. Maybe not like Black Mage. Yes. I mean, that's part of why we're shooting the... Real question is, am I going to get on this damn serpent lizard? Okay, I don't need to. Excellent. Good. Because when I go into the PvP, it makes me get off the thing. Then I can't actually, like, finish the quest without going all the way back. So this is a nice. Playing free trial is very interesting in the way you actively avoid things that give you too much XP so it doesn't just evaporate after reaching 70. Oh god. Yeah, I feel that. I feel that. Part of why I was so excited to start playing with Thamora back when was because I knew that I could do all of this on basically any job or whatever, and all of the XP would just build up. Like the fact that I have my my Disciple of Hands in the 60s, that's all just a result of me playing the game normally. I did not want to spend any amount of time having to like power level unless I was like a couple of levels away from getting something really important. And I have not had to do it. I have not had to sit down and be like, okay, I am just going to level botanist by farming 10,000 logs or anything like that. No, I farmed those 10,000 logs doing pretty much anything and everything else I wanted to do, and then the leveling came as a side hub. Came as like a bonus gift. We're gonna pass out treats to all the guards. Oh yeah, this is the one where we have to find all the. Oh, that reminds. So what's funny is that I brought over my main account. I brought Hiroko over to Crystal because I was planning on playing MSQ with her. And I haven't really gotten around to doing it just yet. I've got some stuff I had to reinstall so that way everything felt right. I'm planning on putting in some time this week to play through MSQ and catch up onto where the main story is right now. So I will continue to be ahead of I will continue to have a idea of the brief understandings of what everything is. Oh, wait. I'm still thinking about the gearing cycle, though. I don't want to season cycle on Hiroko's account yet. I'm not ready for it. It would involve doing the current alliance raids at least once a week, try and get a piece I want, and also make sure I have the currency to exchange the gear with the piece to make it. I was gonna say dyeable, but I don't think that's right. I think it's literally just the item level above it. And, you know, after trying to do that with Thamora and having the faster timetable too, like I really wanted to try giving the Alliance raids and the Savage raids a chance to be the way that we. And like it's still viable. I liked running Dune Scythe a lot. In fact, doing Dune Scythe gave me a chance to get those accessories. So, like in that scenario, it worked out pretty good because now I don't have to spend the tomestones on the accessories. At the same time, it's so hard to argue with the efficiency and practicality of just using tomes, all those tomes. But it helps that I'm getting those tomes from doing things just spamming daily roll. I think that was the big turnoff for me, that I didn't want to spam daily roulette to get the tome. If I'm getting those tomes for doing, you know, Wondrous Tales, reputation quests, first time achievements and stuff like that, that's a lot easier. We can't buy 2 of the Shire accessories, so you need accessories from Dune Scythe. No, I'm pretty sure you can buy multiples of the ring. Yeah, because if you buy the an Adventurer's Tale for any of the given jobs, like if you buy any of the job skips that just instantly level you, they give you a coffer of the augmented tombstone gear from the previous expansion to go with it, and you get 2 of the rings. So like you can get 2 of the augmented Shire ring. Can't go check. I mean, I'll go check. But, like, I am relatively certain that I could do it if I wanted. So I guess we'll just go see. I got, like, 800 tomestones, so that should be enough for it to let me. I've got Shire here. If I just buy, like, an augmented Shire. If I can wear it, could not. I mean, that'll be an interesting thing if true. We're gonna have to do some investigation, chat. Double check. Make sure. Where are we? We got all these. Okay, I'll just go turn these in real quick, and then we'll have the Ideal Shire. We'll do some investigation. Either that or you couldn't get 2 of the Dune Scythe gear. I mean, I'm assuming it was you couldn't get 2 of the Dune Scythe gear. But we'll know for real here in a second. Also, like, this PvP is taking... Literally as I am about to drop out. Okay. Sure. Now all the... Lasai. I guess my Black Mage is at level 65 now, so I'm fine to go ahead and start doing these on Black Mage. I guess we'll go see. Yeah, because I staunchly remember every time that a new expansion starts and I buy the Poetics, the Poetics tier that just finished off the previous tier, that I get the 2 rings from. Alright, which map are we on? We are on... Yay! We're in Colombia. Sweet. Alright, I'll go say hi to Sam. And there it is. Now that we have hit PvP, VTube Studio is struggling. VTube Studio specifically seems to be struggling because I'm looking at my OBS. Everything looks fine. And I hope really get pretty play sometime Wi-Fi to this. Because even though we're going out to Premon tonight, we're going to spend a little bit of time playing some Premon before. We're going to be playing the Mono Red Hammer deck. Not hammer like Colossal Hammer, but hammer as in like Volcanic Hammer. Which is kind of like Colossal Hammer, except it kills you, it bonks you much more slowly. Okay, some of us split off and went to the triangles. The other split up. Oh. I got fucking ambushed. Where are these fucking guys? And the answer is just like AFK. Damn. Ah, Lucky's dipping out. Lucky, thank you so much for hanging out. We did have a wonderful time having you here. Always good stuff. You do you. You take care of yourself and your obligations. I will happily see you when you go. So, like, you know, we'll probably be tomorrow, but, you know, I'm never going to begrudge you heading out early. But remember, folks, you can always hit up the raid, lead the raid redeem. I'm always looking for people to raid into. And you can truthfully hit that up at any point in the stream unless I have a way to turn it. I just need to make sure that I have my pad and paper to write everything down. Yeah, just pop the switch. I mean, I get those cool. I'm a little sleepy. I'm gonna use like energy drinks before we start surviving. We're going out to a new shop tonight. I don't know what it's going to be like. I'm looking forward to seeing it. They have like cars and sleeves and stuff. Finally, when it's done, leaving our commander deck. All of our commander decks. There's so many commander decks that we can sleeve. think it's just what, literally 3 of the 4 color decks because we're building them whole cloth rather than using an existing pre-con deck that we had. And then what? Our goblin deck? I'm pretty sure that's it. Jackie's got all of her deck sleeves up. Isaac has all of their deck sleeves. Lily has all of her deck sleeves up now that we have. And I have all my decks sleeved up except for the primal deck. Yes. Yes. Okay. Yeah, I think I only have like one major deck left to sleeve up before I just need sleeves for decks that haven't been built yet. Hey, Mike. Oh, right. I forgot that my run button is different. I'm just doing my best. Oh, and then guys, remember that we have a special stream coming up on Wednesday. On Wednesday, we're going to get to play some Magic with Roxy Askew. She's someone that I've been, following for years now. Someone that I've always wanted to like do stuff with and like talk to and maybe build a friendship with. Like, she's a gay witch. She's a gay trans witch, and like, what's not to love about that? We're gonna be doing that on Wednesday. We're gonna co-stream with her on Wednesday. We're gonna start stream at our normal time, which is gonna be 2 o'clock Pacific, 5 o'clock Eastern. And we're gonna be streaming for an extra hour. We're gonna stream from 2 to 3. Actually, you know what? I was gonna say we'll start with Magic, and then we'll switch into streaming with her. But I think for the first hour, we'll stream Final Fantasy, and then we'll switch into Magic for the remainder of stream, since we're gonna be playing with her. We're just gonna jam some games. We're gonna do some yapping. We're gonna, the girlies are just gonna hang out and talk, and I think that's really cool of us. So Wednesday will be a special stream from 2 to 5 Pacific? 2 to 5 Pacific, yeah. So you get a whole extra hour of healing. Which again, I think is really cool. Ah, sweet. Reinforcements came just in time. Love to see. I'm so excited. And what am I going to talk about? Proxy is a really cool person. Like, probably close to, Lila Tears. I remember when I was, I think around the time that I first started following her, I saw her playing a little bit of Magic. Why I started following her initially. She's been playing Magic for at least a year longer than I have. Probably. Something like that. But the real dig here is that, I also know her for streaming some real good Umineko stuff. Her whole VTuber persona is witch auntie with really sharp shark teeth, which is like hella based and great, but it's also kind of got the but you can see a lot of the Umineko energy that's in there. That's pretty great. She also streams on some other websites that off the top of my head I would not be able to name, but I know that she does it. I just couldn't tell you what the name is. Guess you'll have to follow her on Blue Sky and see exactly what she does. YouTube? No. It wasn't YouTube. No. If it was YouTube, I would definitely know that. I mean, I'm over here on YouTube. So it's not YouTube. Oh well. Like I said, I guess it's just gonna be a mystery. It's gonna be a mystery until she goes live on whatever website it is that she does. Oh, those other kind of streaming sites? I'm absolutely positive that I have no idea what you are talking about. Wink? Wink. Yeah, I winked twice, therefore it's a blink. And you're supposed to blink twice if, like, you know, if you are under compromised circumstances. That's how that works, right? Wink once for yes, wink twice for double yes. Exactly. Anyway, so yes, please look forward to our Wednesday stream. One more time, we're going to be starting at 2 o'clock Pacific, our normal streaming time. I'm going to play Final Fantasy for an hour there, and then when I get a message from Proxy letting me know that she's ready, we'll switch over to Magic and we'll do Magic stuff with her for a couple of hours. It'll be cool, it'll be hip, and like she's literally the same age I am. Like we are both 34 years old. So, you know, we'll just be a couple of hags hanging out. And you'll even get to hear our cackling. I'm so excited. Actually, I just love collabing and hanging out with friends in general. Yo, we won! Oh my god, we fucking blew them out. Yo, we fucking blew them out in PvP. Nice. Alright, yeah, and yes, we have plenty of time to go ahead and turn all of these in and double check Ideal Shatter Seat. Get that ring. The only issue with that is that I don't actually need a second healing ring. So either I buy the ring and it's literally wasted poetics, or I buy the ring and it's like, well, I guess I have the cost of being correct, which is a whole ring that could have gone towards gearing up another job. I just like hanging out and playing with my friend. Part of what makes Final Fantasy Friday with Franz. Even if we're just doing parallel play, like I have so much fun. Literally just that one outfit. Oh, the Alexandrian bow. Okay. Yeah, these are the heavyweight goggles and stuff. Bad. Really good colors. It's light. Okay, Rowana, let's see if you find as you are June. Is to say Not in particularly, except where it makes your character. Department. So, double check which one I have already. I've got the Augmented Shire Preceptors. That would be this one. And like, it looks like it's letting me buy it. It looks like I have the ability to just like buy the ring. And it looks like there's only real difference between these two rings is the substats. Yeah. So like, oh, this is spell speed. Yeah, they're both spell. Oh, this one has higher spell speed. God damn it. Actually, hold on. What's the difference between this and the proto alt? Oh, see, this one doesn't have any spell speed. Mind, crit, vit. Huh. Neat. So, like, by all means, it looks like I can buy another ring. Kind of depends on, yeah. Oh, hold on. Wife just... Uh-huh. Okay, I'll have those. I might share that one in the. But yeah, it looks like you can. Looks like. Actually, while I'm thinking about which job am I gearing up? Do this for science, so that way we have goals. Makai, Proto Rain Offending, technically speaking. I'm gonna need to run more Dune Scythes just to like get some more, or else use Poetics to fill out the accessory, which I can do, but I want to make sure I get all the left side gear first because that's really what's gonna help out. And considering that I'm not even using the other jobs in dungeons yet, like I can get these all to 71 just from running leveling roulette and PvP. Also reputation quest is sprinkling on top, and also heaven on high, which are so like strictly speaking I don't need to get all the accessories for all the side jobs, but I did have ranged casting. Actually, there's an easy one back here. Go to chest piece, go. Okay, so this is my fishing gear, that's my Viper starting gear, Pictomancer starting gear. These ones don't count. These don't get replaced until the Shadow Bringer. This is Reaper starting gear and Stage starting gear. Those don't get replaced until the Stormblood. This is crafting. No. This is my Botanist. Now we get into the actual stuff. So it's Shire Fending. Tanks are good. This is Alexandrian Coda Scouting. That means Ninja's good. Kind of. Maybe. Hold on. Let's double check. Go into Ninja. Ninja is missing... Strictly speaking, I might need to spend some of these tomes to gear up Ninja, even though Ninja will literally be the only job that needs them. Although I do get the arm piece of high gear. Ninja's good and fun. Love the story. I like the Ninja story too. I haven't done the Heavensward story for Ninja yet. Maybe I should be looking at it. Let's see. Casters I know for sure are good. Or healers. Monk and Samurai. Oh, yep. A lot of this is Alliance gear. With some Makai gear still. Then... Oh, you're kidding me. I haven't done any work for... Okay. I got some diabolic stuff here, but I... Oh, okay, hold on. What's the condition? 100. Alright. So you heard it here first, I'm gonna have to start working on the Dragoon for sure because I need to get this chest piece into my glam drawers. And also maybe the pants too. So that'll be the next things, I guess. Work on Dragoon, work on Ninja, and then Monk and Samurai can get fit in there. It's basically just the melee DPS. I always neglect the melee DPS because I'm just usually maining tank or healer. Maybe sometimes it's caster. Sometimes I play caster, but I just completely neglect the melee DPS because the rotation gets way too long. Alright, so with that being said, let's go ahead and take a look at what we're going to do in terms of raiding alive. The Slime's currently doing magic. Kaz is up and he's doing... I do like raiding into streamers that are more my size, but occasionally I should consider streaming to the larger streamers. That way I get a little bit more visibility. That day is definitely not today though. Go ahead and raid into Kaz because Lucky had to leave early and I know that he... Hey! Oh wait, Sam's going to lead the raid. Way to get that at like the last second, buddy. Oh, we're gonna raid into Eru? Okay, yeah, we can go raid into Eru. Yeah. Go raid into Eru. Oh, hold on. No! There we go. Okay, give me back my raid command. We'll go raid into Eru. We'll say... Oh, I need... Oh. Yep, we'll raid into Eru. We'll say all that. And then tomorrow will be a normal stream. Remember that Wednesday is going to be special stream. Right? Y'all can make it. So next time, we'll see you then. Same hero time, same hero channel. Bye!